covering the latest in entertainment and beyond since 2011. You're listening to the RCWR Show. And now your host, as featured on Wrestling Inc. and TNA Insider, Lee Sanders.
You know, when you go back and you replay WrestleMania 30 in your head, one of the moments that will probably stand out to you the most if you watch that pay-per-view event was seeing Undertaker lose at the hands of the Beast Incarnate, Brock Lesnar. But more importantly was the fans' reactions, just the whole facial expressions that was going on when they realized, wait a minute, this is the real deal. Undertaker actually lost. Oh my God, the streak is actually over. And one of the faces that should definitely stand out to you in your mind is one that belongs to an African-American guy that had some glasses on and he had a white t-shirt, and his facial expression was really what embodied the entire WWE universe. Every single Undertaker fan, every single fan of Undertaker's streak. This guy pretty much embodied it with his facial expression. Of course, he's been nicknamed Shocking Undertaker Guy, and it's a huge honor to welcome him here on the show tonight. I couldn't think of a better way to wrap up 350 episodes than by bringing on our special guest. Ladies and gentlemen, Shocking Undertaker Guy, Ellis Mbeh. Ellis, how you doing, buddy?
I'm good. How are you doing, man?
Hey, pretty good, man. Thanks so much for doing this. Means a lot.
No problem, man. I'm happy to be here for the 350th episode.
Oh, yeah, good stuff, man. So, yeah, I mean, I want to get to your journey at that final precious moment there when you realize Undertaker lost to Brock Lesnar. But first, let's rewind it back for the folks. Tell them about your whole WrestleMania experience that weekend leading all up to it. I mean, you had some really great seats, by the way. Did you have a hard time getting those seats, or were you able to take advantage of an early pre-sale?
Well, no, I actually purchased the WrestleMania travel package. I got the VIP one, which was like the second to highest one there was, and I bought it immediately back in August, actually. August of last year, yeah. So they typically go on sale around August. So I found out. I waited that very moment. That was the fastest I've ever typed in my entire life, and I got front row seats.
That's what's up. Now, as part of your package, because it's very rare I look at the WrestleMania package, did you also have included the WrestleMania access?
Yes. So it came with hotel, ringside seats for Mania, ringside seats for Raw, very good seats for Hall of Fame, and two VIP meetings. I ended up purchasing two additional ones because I wanted to make that trip more special. So I ended up seeing through my package Daniel Bryan and The Undertaker, and I purchased John Cena and Shawn Michaels.
So you got to meet all four of those guys?
All four of those guys and everyone else at Access. So that includes Kane, Christian, The Shield, the Wyatts. It's a good time.
That's what's up. Now talk about Access, because I hear so many good things about Access. A lot of people have been telling me that, you know what, if you can't even get tickets to the actual WrestleMania event, if you can get Access, it's well worth it.
Beyond, dude, that there are no words to express how much Access is worth it, man. I mean, if you are a big fan and you want to meet these wrestlers, even if you do general admission, you're meeting several people. They have a superstar entrance, so you can come out and do your own entrance. They have spaces where you can be legends. You can, if you have little kids, they can rock climb. They can play in foam pits. They got tons of activities you can do. I definitely say if you can't go to Mania, and if you're able to go to Access, just do that one time, going through the graveyard or going through the memorabilia area they have where you can see all the old titles and stuff. It's well worth it.
Yeah, I heard they got like a little Hall of Fame type of section, right?
Yeah, you can actually see all the outfits superstars wore at different WrestleManias. My favorite part of that whole thing is the titles. it's nice to see the old stuff, like the old Attitude Belt, the old IC title, the current championships. I remember last year when I went last year, I saw the NXT Divas belt before it was even debuted on TV.
Wow. And these were the real titles, I take it, duplicates?
The only thing I saw duplicate-wise was the current title, but everything else was, I mean, it looked legit. They had the covered backing. It was kind of upsetting to see some of the old Attitude belts with the F scratched off of it. Like they actually paint remover and take off the F. It's kind of disappointing, but it's really cool. But I think the coolest thing is just meeting all the superstars. I mean, it may be like the Wyatt. If we're talking about this past WrestleMania weekend, meeting the Wyatt and telling him, you know what, dude, you're great. I think you're the future. He's like, thank you. I think you're going to lose to Cena. And he's like, whoa, are you serious? I'm like, yeah, I'm an adult. And I'm saying you're going to lose to Cena. It's just cool interactions you can have with these people that you just wouldn't have even if you went to a live event and spent $500 on a VIP seat, you know. So definitely, if you can go to Access, do it. If it's a day trip, do it. It's absolutely worth the investment in the ticket.
Now, talk about what it was like meeting some of your favorite superstars. You just talked about Bray Wyatt. Talk about what it was like interacting with the others.
So the first night, I went to Access, and it was to meet John Cena. And that same night, I met the Wyatts. So I met the Wyatts right after seeing Cena. But when I got up to meet John Cena, it was kind of weird. I actually purchased that ticket separately because I knew I wouldn't go to Wrestlemania anytime soon, and I wanted to meet the man. You know, even though I'm not a big fan of his, he is the man. He is the face of WWE, even without a title. So I went up to him. I shook his hand. He had a very awkward moment when he signed my belt. I told Tim White, the old referee, where I wanted the signature at. Like, hey, Tim, where do you want the signature at? I want it in this corner right here, okay? Like, cool. John Cena sees the belt and it signs like in big script to signature. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? He's like, was I not supposed to do that? Like, yeah, dude. Anyway, but I told him, hey, it was awkward. It was like, yeah, I had a plan for this belt. But he said, what's up? I said, you know what? I just want to tell you that I like you. I think you're one of the best role models for children out there. I think your training ethic. I do Olympic lifting, on my own, and I've seen him train, and he's just learning on his own, and it's cool to see someone get into that sport and give him that sport some exposure. And I told him that's great, but I dislike him because he beat my heroes. He destroyed my heroes. He made Triple H tap. He made Shawn tap. I'm just not cool with that. He laughed and said, you know what? I can respect that. And we shook hands. It was a great meeting. But then I went to the Wyatts right afterwards, who were like the most awesome people to wait in line for, because they just pissed everyone off on purpose. And when I got to them, I told them, hey, you know what? You're great, but I'm rooting for the other guy. I wasn't really feeling the whole, destroy the legacy thing. Because, again, I love the business. I love WWE. So I wasn't really feeling that whole thing. So this was my first time ever rooting for Cena. So I told him that. But I think the coolest meeting was meeting Taker. I know I met Shawn and Brian, but Taker was the best one, the coolest person to meet, because you see him sitting there. He is so. You talk to him for a moment, and he laughs. You tell him a joke, he laughs at it. He appreciates whatever you tell him, and you can tell that genuinely. He really appreciates whatever you're saying to him. He spent the money, he spent the time to see him, and he takes a picture with a stone cold Undertaker face. So I'm a 30-year-old man, right? Standing in line. I tell him a joke, he laughs. Dan Bryan almost did the same thing John Cena did with signing in big script. I'm like, no, dude, you're not Taker. You can't sign right there. That's Taker's spot. And so I told Taker that he laughed. And he does a stone cold face, and I'm like, I'm going to be stone cold also. I'm going to look real mean mugged at the camera. Take a picture. Right before he takes the picture, I really like him holding hands with the Undertaker, and I let out the most geekish, cheesiest smile ever. And he laughed also. So that was cool. Because I was like, dude, I'm going to keep this, I'm going to be as hard as possible with this picture because this is Taker. You got to be the man. And I definitely let out the biggest cheese. Some people found it on my Instagram, and they were reposting it, but it's like the biggest cheese ever because I'm meeting the man.
Undertaker, that had to been worth it. I mean, you talk about all the people you met, but it sounds like Undertaker, that was really the meat and potatoes right there.
Yeah, that was definitely. I mean, I met Brian. I wasn't. As some people already know that I'm not actually a Brian fan. So I met Brian because I respect him, and so when I met him, I had him sign my belt, and he was in automatic mode a little bit. He was signing, and I told him, "Hey, by the way, I'm not sure you realize you just signed a Triple H belt. This is the closest you will get to a title." And he immediately turned to the camera and said, "No," the whole no symbol sign thing. And he was like, "You just get in the line to crap on me?" Yep, absolutely. And then he's like, "I bet you won't say that out loud to everyone online." I said, "Oh, I bet you don't know me." So I turned to everyone online and say that Triple H is going to win. This guy's going to lose. And I got booed out of the line.
Ooh. Talk a little bit more about Daniel Bryan, because I just read like from some signature events and all that from some fans, they say he's kind of quiet, a little reserved. Was that the case for you when you met him that weekend, or it was different?
I mean, it was the second time I met him. I met him last year at Mania, and he wasn't a VIP. He was just a normal, person that, general admission. And he seemed like the same guy. I honestly believe he doesn't really see himself or understand his fame yet. He's still a worker who's working and is getting through everything and working as hard as possible every match. But you can tell he hasn't fully embraced the fame,
Or that maybe he is humble, but he's still having a hard time juggling the fact that he's being made the man right now, or he's the second guy that's considered the man.
Even though I made a statement earlier about like how Cena, even when he's not a champion, he's still the man. Right now, Daniel Bryan is the man. If you look at the storyline, you follow everything. I mean, it's his show. It's him and Triple H's show right now. Well, and the Shield. It's kind of weird right now at the very second. But it's really majority Daniel Bryan. And as much as I'm not the biggest Daniel Bryan fan, I consider him the man right now. I consider him someone who doesn't realize. I don't think he actually fully grasps the fact that, oh, crap, all 70,000 people are screaming yes for me. I don't think he's really honestly like, oh, wow. John Cena is like nonchalant. Oh, I get it every day. Another day in the office. Daniel Bryan, definitely, just meeting him. I mean, when I first met him, he was awkward. The second time when I said, oh, that's Taker's spot, you're not Taker, same reaction. He's still a humble guy. He's just having fun. You could tell he's having fun with it, but he's having fully embraced the sunglasses, fancy jacket, type of persona that a lot of superstars have.
Right. I'm curious, were you at the final Raw at the Verizon Center before WrestleMania? Because I definitely want you to back me up on this, because I actually was on location for that Raw. And to be there at the Verizon Center when Daniel Bryan came out, I tried to tell our listeners, but maybe you could tell them, it's not really, what's the right words? You can't really appreciate the whole yes movement unless you're actually there in person, because to see just the entire arena erupt with the yes chants, it's ridiculous.
I did not go to the Verizon show. I actually wanted to, and I felt like I would be ODing on wrestling, because I was doing the whole weekend. I was doing the Raw after me. I wanted to, but I just didn't want to OD on it. And but being at Mania, like, dude, I think people saw me. Dude, I'm not the Daniel Bryan fan. I'm not part of the yes movement. I wore the shirt because I lost the bet. But it's being there, you can't not want to scream yes. Like, for some reason, this crazy energetic feeling like everyone's backing this guy and you're brought into it, you know? Even if you're not a biggest fan, it's like this movement is ridiculous. Like, this is the first time. I mean, yeah, we had Zack Ryder become a U.S. champion for 5 days or however long that was because of what we wanted, but no one has been really backed in this manner outside of CM Punk. And CM Punk wasn't pushed as hard by the fans. You know, he kind of went on his own and grasped that attention. Daniel Bryan, he is I've never experienced it before until you have to be there to understand why everyone's screaming out.
Talk about the night that you were at WrestleMania. You saw all the matches go down. I don't know if you can remember the full card now because some time has passed. But if you can, share your personal experience leading up to the Brock Lesnar-Taker match.
Dude, I was cheesing the whole time, man. Like the moment we get into the arena, I took a video with my phone. I posted it on YouTube of me walking to my seat. Right? One, Superdome is ridiculous. So I'm still awe of the fact that it's so big and I'm sitting in front row. I see the first match, the Fatal 4-Way with the Usos, Real Americans, Los Matadors, and Ryback. Am I right? I can't remember the fourth.
Yeah, you got it right.
Okay. That to me, hands down, was a great match. I thought it would be some crappy pre-show match. It was a great match. I enjoyed all of it. The Usos came on top. They are energetic. The only thing that really just made that whole match great was that double jump off the rope. That finish right there was like, oh, this is old school. Like, I'm thinking about the Rock is when I'm seeing that, you know? So
right.
Just seeing that double splash was awesome. But that was a great finish to the match. Then the show starts. Being in that situation, I actually looked at the screen a little bit, but I really just tried my best to look right in front of me. So the opening happened, and then Hulk Hogan comes out. Dude, I'm singing my heart out. I'm like, dude, the point of this trip was to live out a childhood dream, and I'm doing it. And I'm singing hard with the whole Real American song. I think they caught me on video singing the song. And then Stone Cold comes out, and then The Rock comes out. When The Rock comes out, again, you can see this. If you watch WrestleMania again, you will see my face. I can't believe that I'm here. Like, this is the moment where everything is real now. I'm sitting front row at WrestleMania 30, and I have three people who represent my entire childhood till now in the ring at the same time.
I think that was like a moment, not like if you were just there, but if you were just following the careers of all three of those guys. It was like, did I just die because all three of these guys are in the ring at the same time?
Yes, and like, dude, like, have you ever wanted to be, like, I used to look at these pictures and watch the shows and like, man, I want to be there when Stone Cold lifts his hands up in the air. You know, I want to be that guy running in front row doing the lift the hands up also.
Mm-hmm.
I was able to do that. You know? I was able to be that person. Like, there's a picture of me doing that. I'm like, crap, this is it. So the whole time, like, I'm in so much awe. I don't take selfies, bro. I took a selfie. I turned around, like, my eyes are watering up a little bit because, again, I'm in the moment. I'm realizing what's happening. I take a selfie, and I'm like, I'm living a dream right now. Send. You know, and I watched the interaction happen. I mean, if that was the main event, I would have been fine. But then they start off with Triple H. Again, I am a Triple H fan, period. I don't care if he retires and comes back 15 times like Ric Flair did. I am a Triple H fan for life. I see Triple H come out. I see Stephanie come out. Daniel Bryan kind of made fun of me a little bit. So I told you about the interaction we had at Access. He came out to the ring, up the steps, to do this whole yes thing. Mm-hmm. And he had his Rod towel in his hand, and he threw it at me. And I told him, so I actually have the towel he threw And you look, again, you can watch the video, you can see him smiling the fact he threw it at me. It's kind of fun. I was really pissed about it. I was like, dude, okay, you're still gonna lose, even though I knew he was gonna win. So watching that fight, it was slow, but it had to be. You can't expect two people to fight two major matches in 2014. Maybe in WrestleMania 3 or 4, you know.
Right.
But not WrestleMania 30. It's a faster paced, high action, high impact type of situation now. So felt that match was good. Told a story. Stephanie helped out. It was good. It ended fast because when you're there and you see Daniel Bryan's finish, it's far different than what you see on TV. Like the camera's ready to capture the hit.
Right.
Like when you're there live, you're like, where did that come from? You know, the match is over. Oh crap! So it was cool to see him win. When he won, I had to change shirts because I bet someone at home that if he wins, I will wear a Daniel Bryan shirt, and that's the reason why I'm wearing the Just Say Yes shirt in the picture.
Okay.
Yeah, you watch me in the beginning. I'm wearing a AAA shirt. Like I wasn't wearing the giant bright white shirt. It was more embarrassing than anything else.
Mm-hmm.
So after that match, what was it? Was it Battle Royal?
It was the Shield taking on New Age Outlaws.
That was way too quick.
Yeah, it was. It was like less than 3 minutes.
All of us that was standing there were like, "What's going on?" Okay, that was cool, but like this. Okay, whatever. I guess they went too long in the last match, maybe. Who knows?
Right.
Then was the Battle Royal after that?
The Battle Royal was after that.
Okay, that was just ridiculous. Seeing everyone come out first, you know, while they were doing the video package, seeing everyone come out to the ring, and then they introduced the last couple of people to the Battle Royal. And it was a lot of, again, when you're there, and I wasn't looking at the screen, you just see people flying over the ropes. You know what's happening, right? So Sin Cara gets eliminated. My highlights from that match is when Sin Cara got eliminated, and I said, "Good job, you know, keep going, man. It's okay." He reached down. I guess during the beginning of the match, Daniel's standout shirt got ripped off of his body and into the air. Sin Cara grabbed his shirt and gave it to me. And I'm sitting here with Daniel Bryan's towel and a torn up Damien Sandow shirt. I'm like, whatever, cool experience, right? I'm like, okay, I got some stuff. It's like, I didn't have to go to the store to buy anything. I should have just waited until I got here. So seeing Cesaro body slam Big Show, amazing. That was, I mean, I follow certain superstars with their weight training and stuff like that, and Cesaro is a beast for his weight class. I wasn't even shocked that he did it. I was just shocked that he did it in that manner by dumping him over the top rope. I just love that. When he won and he picked up the trophy that 3 referees had to lift up on their own, and they weren't selling that. They weren't faking that. They were really struggling trying to carry that trophy into the ring. And watching Cesaro just lift it up like, yep, I'm the beast. Then right after that was the match, right?
Cena versus Wyatt.
Oh, Cena versus Wyatt. I actually think that was that was one of the top matches in the card for me because it told a story, dude. Like you saw the struggle. You can see the struggle between him fighting not to be bad, and it was so good. Like the whole time I'm yelling. Well, actually, when the match started, I told the person next to me I'm rooting for Cena for the first time. So the whole Cena sucks, Let's Go Cena happened. Now every event they have a Let's Go Cena sucks. Well, I started saying Cena sucks because that's my default go-to chant. And then they had to remind me that I'm actually rooting for Cena. So I had to stop, wait for the children to chant and chant with them. But watching that struggle, dude, that was almost, I mean, not the same level, but that was as good storytelling you can get, close enough to that Triple H, Taker, Shawn Michaels, Hell in a Cell match, because that was one of the best storytelling matches. Like talking to each other, yelling, see the battle going on with Shawn Michaels. Watching Cena versus Wyatt was watching good, not turn to bad, and that was great.
Let me ask you on that note, as we're leading up to the Lesnar-Taker match, Have you been kind of getting the impression that John Cena, Bray Wyatt, I don't know, maybe it's fans' patience, but we do this live web show Monday nights covering Fallout from Raw, and already I'm starting to hear the backlash of, okay, you know what? It might be time to break up John Cena and Bray Wyatt because otherwise it's going to start just becoming a big old pile of boredom. Are you kind of picking up that vibe, or do you think maybe fans just might be overreacting to this a little bit? Because if it was the 90s, dude, I mean, this would be stretching now for like about 8 months and people would be eating it up.
I don't. I think that we have to be patient because I think there's more going to happen. I mean, we're looking at something that can potentially change John Cena's character. Even though he's Hulk Hogan of 2014, there's a possibility because remember Hulk Hogan went Hollywood, so it's still a possibility that this can lead to John Cena saying, you know what, forget the people. We have to be patient. This is one of those matches where you have to wait for the story to develop. And I feel that if the point that it will be too long will be after the next pay-per-view. If it goes beyond the next pay-per-view, then they need to scrap this whole Wyatt Cena thing. But I really feel that we're going to see a big change in John Cena's character by that time, by the end of the next pay-per-view. I think we need to be patient about that. It's weird right now because he's like a giant cult creature now. Wyatt is,
right.
Cena's like, I'm afraid of children that I love. It's kind of weird, but you gotta just wait for it because my idea is that, he is a good guy, but even Hulk Hogan turned bad, and we could possibly see Cena do the same thing. It's all pointing toward that. He was saying, why did y'all vote for me to be sacrificed in this match? The more people are singing this song, the more that Wyatt is having fans literally turn on Cena. I think we're going to see a good change in Cena's character. We just got to be patient.
All right, man, the biggest moment, Brock Lesnar taking on Undertaker. Walk us through that, man. Walk us through that priceless face, man.
I was rooting for Lesnar. I wanted Lesnar to win. I actually, ever since Triple H lost the match before Hell in a Cell, can't remember which Mania that was, I've been wanting Triple H to end the streak. I wanted Shawn Michaels to end the streak. I wanted CM Punk to end the streak. But I just knew at the very end, Taker's going to win, right? I mean, who I root for, he's going to win somehow, some way. So the match starts. Again, I'm yelling. I'm trying to psych out Brock myself. I'm like, forget Paul Heyman. I'm here. I'm your only fan here, bro. Let's go ahead and win this. And he's watching the match, and it's going. It's kind of a weird pace. It wasn't, even though Brock versus Triple H last year was a slow pace, but it was a high-intense, high-impact type of match. This was very different. It was very slow. It just seemed awfully slow. Then we saw Taker do the last ride. It was kind of weird. It was kind of awkward watching that. Like, we were in the front row, and the guys next to me were like, I'm not sure what's going on right now. Feels kind of weak. But either way, we know. And so the guy next to me, two seats over from me, said out loud, 32 is his last one. So whatever happens, again, Taker's going to win. So then we see the reversal. We see the F5. And then 1, 2, 3. And then I stand up. We're all standing up. And it's like, oh, crap. Did he just win? Oh, crap. Did Taker just lose? Oh, crap. I'm sitting right again. I'm not even cursing in my head. Oh, crap. I'm sitting in front row for this. Oh, crap. I just witnessed history. The whole look you guys have seen in that picture or in that video clip is me thinking all of that in that short time span. I'm actually realizing what I'm seeing. And I was here for this. Oh, crap. And then the moment they cut away from me, I turned around and tell everyone behind me, I told you. Because they were all, like, crapping on me the whole match. Because I was cheering for Brock Lesnar. But it was just weird, man. Like, hearing that the 3 was just awkward. I'm not sure how it came from television, but the 3 just felt awkward. Like, there was no, the bell went off weird. The only reason I looked at the screen at that very moment, because the screen went white. It didn't even look like a normal, like, cutaway. And then the 21-on-1 came up, and we were like, oh, crap.
From our end, it was kind of like when we saw the 1, 2, 3, it was kind of like, did the referee count a little too fast? What's going on right here? And then it just felt like an eternity, man. It seemed like maybe it was about 90 seconds before they went on ahead and said, yeah, your winner, Brock Lesnar. But you had the ringside seat. Did it come off like a botch move to you? Because so many people are like, oh, no, they messed that up. They botched that. But when you see the replays, ref is clear as day, counted 1, 2, 3.
Oh, no, dude, the ref knew nothing. Dude, the ref knew absolutely. He did 1, 2, and he was like, 3? The look on his face.
Right, like, I guess I'm supposed to count 3.
Right. No, but the look on his face, I don't know what's on camera. The look on his face was like, is this really happening? What? Like the way he had his hands to his side, like up in the air, like I don't know what to do. Do I just leave? Like he looked so confused himself. People, I read online that people were like, the ref should have known or whatever. The ref, either he has great acting ability, which no one, well, very few people in WWE actually have real acting ability, but that referee, in my opinion, everyone else was sitting for a row. That dude had no idea that was going to happen. Seemed so awkward, man. It just, I just never heard, like, it was 75,000 people there. They were yelling, they were cheering, to hear silence with 75,000 people around you is eerie. Like, that was a moment. Like what just transpired, I think some people, I would like compare it to Andre and Hulk when Hulk slammed Andre, but people were cheering. Yeah. Like it just went quiet for like even a second was too long. When people were talking afterwards, but it almost felt like a full second. And a full second with 75,000 people around you, quiet. I heard myself when I started flipping out and saying Brock did it. I heard myself. I didn't hear any background. It was weird. You had Brock Lesnar guy sitting there, shocked, man. Like that's his dude.
Oh yeah, Brock Lesnar guy, yeah.
He was shocked. As the dude was shocked, he wasn't marking out, doing the little arm thing to get his attention. He wasn't doing that. He was just, everyone was just stunned. I can't ever. I don't think you could ever replicate not just the moment, but just what it felt with the crowd, dude. Like I don't think anyone, even at home, was expecting that.
What was so funny, I thought, was right after that match, after everything you and the fans in attendance had experienced, and I can only imagine how it was for people watching it at home, seeing the Divas match follow up after that, and it's kind of like, good luck, sister.
Well, first of all, in my opinion, everyone, we didn't want it. It was like medicine that you just don't want to take. We needed that. You remember that one time where it was Shawn versus Taker, and who followed them up? We don't know.
Right.
Taker, no one remembered that because it was like, I remember that match. Yeah, but you remember watching it. It just wasn't memorable. We needed that Diva match, and that match went to crap. Like, yeah. And I'm not sure what was seen on TV, but there was way too many wardrobe issues happening. Like, it was bad. I felt sorry for the fucking actors. Like what's that girl's name who's not married? Cameron? Yeah, Cameron. There you go. Cameron, the backing of her top came loose, so it was actually like undone. And then another diva put her in like a fighter move. I think it was like Emma. She put her in like the tarantula move or whatever on the ropes, and her top was coming off. So she finally lets go. She rolls out the ring. If you notice, after that move, you don't see her again because they had someone from the WWE crew trying to put it back together, like her top back together, and it was done. She was upset in the corner. She was like, I can't even go back and wrestle. Naomi, she had like this mesh top thing, and her mesh got like, I guess in the wrestling stuff, I guess something, there's a nip slip through the mesh, and we saw it from my seat, but again, I'm not sure if you guys saw it, but they had to end everything real quick. It was real awkward. But, like, there's a lot of wardrobe issues in that match. So I just felt bad for them.
We must have had a delay, yeah, because I didn't see any of that.
No, because again, if you look for Cameron, after that transfer move, that spider move Emma put her in, you don't see her again. She's not there. Even when they do the jump out on the twins do the jump out of the ring onto the rest of the Divas, you don't see her there because she's in the corner trying to get put that, like, her top put back on correctly, and she's just sitting there upset. So again, there's a lot of stuff that again I think they may have fixed quickly so no one saw certain things. But yeah, I guarantee you guys didn't see the front of Naomi when she was being put into that move by AJ. I bet they showed her backside quickly instead of her front. Okay, you saw the front, it would have been Wrestlemania XXX.
Oh, yeah, definitely. How about that main event match for the title?
The main event, I just didn't want Batista to win, man. I know he's from D.C. I know we rep D.C., but I didn't want him to win. Like, I was just focused on, like, just letting him know I hate him. And I don't like him. Like, I don't know. I just had the issue with Batista. And so actually, again, if you watch it, I only know this because people have told me how much I flipped out on Batista when he comes to the ring at the steps and, like, gets spiked up. I'm actually cursing him out. Like, I hate him. I hate him. I am, like, flipping out. I'm like, you ain't nothing. You're crap. You're going to lose. You're a piece of crap. Like, I'm just going off. If you watch that segment, I'm just going off on Batista. And there's one point outside where I'm yelling, you suck, and he says, your mama sucks. Like, so, but again, I'm not respecting that, and I'm not expecting that, so I just respond back to the same thing. No, your mama sucks. And then some guy stops us and is like, it's a PG show. I'm like, okay, whatever. But the coolest, the two coolest spots from the whole thing was I called the assassination move with that Batista bomb and the RKO. Mm-hmm. Like that, I thought that was it. I was like, okay, well, they just squashed the whole Yes movement. And when he came back and won the match, one of the moments I won't forget is that whole Yes chant, the confetti, because that dude, it's kind of watching a storyline, but for someone's career, you know. I watched him in Ring of Honor and a lot of his indie stuff beforehand. So I know who he was when he came in. But it's like watching someone's career, you know, hit a giant milestone, and it was really cool to see everyone chanting Yes. I had to join it because I was like, you know what, Batista didn't win, and Randy Orton still isn't champion. He's not champion anymore. I'm happy with that. So I joined the Yes movement, and just like you said, it's being part of that whole Yes movement chant is just ridiculous. Like it's like energy from people opposed to the person in the ring. He's controlling the whole Yes thing, but it's really the people around you, and that was one of the highlights of taking that trip.
You know, it's funny how you were talking about Batista because it's like, I remember when they started showing the vignettes for him, and it's like, oh man, Batista's coming back. And I remember when Batista was in the WWE the first go round, I used to be kind of hard on Batista because I remember when he debuted as Deacon Batista with Devon, and there was something about that Batista going into Evolution that I really liked. And then even when he won the World Heavyweight Championship a couple of times, I enjoyed that. I think we all could be in agreement. Batista was really white hot when he started doing that whole heel thing, spotlight on me, it's about me. He was on point right there. But to see the vignettes of him getting ready to come back, you're like, okay, he's picking up right where he left off. But I don't know what it is, man. But when he came back this go round, something just kind of felt really off. And see, now we're hearing word that Batista's not trying to do the deed and work with Daniel Bryan at the next pay-per-view. And WWE's kind of like, well, if you're not going to work with us, then I guess maybe we'll see you when you come back from plugging your new Marvel movie or whatever. But then we're also hearing Batista might be done with the WWE because, and I guess I can kind of, I'm going to flip the script to you and get your thoughts, but I guess I can kind of understand it from Batista's standpoint because it's like, okay, look, I got a movie that's going to be coming out. It's by Marvel Comics. But you know what? Just because Marvel Comics is behind it, it doesn't mean that the movie is going to be golden. Because like every single person I've talked to about, hey, what do you think about the trailer for Guardians of the Galaxy? They all say the same thing. It looks weak. It looks like it's not going to pull in that much money. I'm actually skipping that. So, you can't really help but say to Batista, okay, respect the fact that you want to be the champion maybe so that you can increase your stock, get that popularity out there for that movie and all that. That's good. But then when you flip that coin, you're also kind of saying, well, hey, look, Triple H, and I know how much of a big fan of Triple H you are, so you could definitely back me up on this. Not since May 18th of last year, every single match that Triple H has been involved in, he's lost. So to the people out there that's like, oh, well, Triple H don't know how to put people over. He actually does know how to put people over. He's been doing it for some years now. Okay, but if you go back last year to now, he's really been doing a good job in putting people over. Okay, the right type of people at that. So we've seen Triple H do it. We've seen Chris Jericho do it. We've seen RVD do it. We can sit here and name a bunch of names, but when you hear something like that, Ellis, from Batista, does that kind of surprise you or it doesn't surprise you?
I'm a firm believer that I can't really judge someone, unless I'm in a situation or in a conversation. But if this whole thing about him not wanting to work with Daniel Bryan is true, the one thing about WWE superstars is that no matter what character they play, they're still the same person. They're still a human being outside that character. We saw people change over years, and
right.
Just like when we saw, like I was just like I was hard. I was like, dude, Batista's the man. I was doing the turret gun thing on my when I was at work. I don't know why
right.
It was stupid, but it was cool. But when he came back, it almost felt like he was trying to be The Rock when The Rock came back from Hollywood the first time. It was like your eyebrows are done, you're wearing skinny jeans, you're not the same person that you look off as. The same guy who I remember at the Baltimore Arena at Extreme Rules, him throwing his elbow pad at a dude's face to put the fact that he's a heel. He threw his elbow pad at a fan to push the fact that he's a heel. You feel the passion he has for what he's doing. Maybe it's the time off or the different training style he's doing. If he is saying that he doesn't work with Daniel Bryan because of his size or whatever, he's an idiot. But I don't know, man. I don't know. Right now I'm thinking about, did you see that video today about from WWE about that kid who passed away of brain cancer?
I kind of heard about that briefly, yeah.
So there's interaction with the kid. And maybe Batista's being nice. Again, a lot of these superstars are nice. I know Batista actually loves his fans. He really does. He actually spent like an hour and a half extra at Access to hug and meet each of his fans that came to buy a ticket for him. But it's like in that interaction, he was like, "Don't tell Daniel Bryan, to hurt me too bad in this match." He was telling the kid that, He's had an interaction, and watching that makes me think that, maybe a lot of what we're hearing isn't 100% true.
Exactly.
But again, it could be the fact that he was being nice to a kid. Again, like I said earlier, I have to be a part of the interaction or hear an interview from his mouth saying, I don't want to work with the guy. So I would go off the fact that, one, I don't want him to work with Daniel Bryan because he is not Batista. He is not Batista from Evolution. He is not Batista who fought John Cena before he left. He is not the same guy. If he left tomorrow, I wouldn't be bothered because I'm not seeing the same guy.
Right.
So that's my whole issue. Like, I can care less if he wants to work Daniel Bryan or not. I don't think he should because he's just not the same guy.
Nah, he's definitely not. Talk about the whole social media experience you had like how long did it take before your phone just started blowing up that you were everywhere to where WWE had first got in contact with you?
After Mania, I was so tired, dude, my voice was gone. I yelled for every match, and I was like, I'm going to go to my hotel room, sleep, and figure out what to do on Monday, right? I turned my phone off. I wake up in the morning. My phone is at 50%. I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. It's charging. What's going on? Looking at my phone is just blown up. People, like, I've made a mistake. So my Twitter name is my real name, okay? No, I don't think so much about it, right? So I remember when I left the arena, and as I was leaving the arena with a chair in my hand, I got to keep my chair, I was going up the stadium, and people were like, dude, it's you. And I'm like, what do you mean it's me? Oh, crap, I was on the big screen, wasn't I? Oh, crap, I'm screwed. So, like, everyone was, like, grabbing me, taking pictures. And one guy outside, it was like a mob, almost turned into a mob outside the venue. And people were like, oh, it's you, taking pictures. I'm like, I'm just trying to go back to my hotel room. And someone was like, hey, Judo, I want to tweet this to you. What's your Twitter? So I just set it by default at Ellis Mbeh. And then when I walked away, I was like, oh, crap, I just told my real name. Oh, crap. Because I'm one of those guys who does, like, the personal branding thing. So, like, I had a website already made up for, like, jobs and just personal branding. And, before this, when you Google Ellis Mbeh, people were like, oh, that's someone could find, like, a bad comment you wrote on someone's profile. Not me. You found everything that I wanted you to see. Well, that's kind of messed up now because everything you see now is WWE or Wrestlemania or Taker Guy because, again, my name is my Twitter. So the next morning, I had about 600 new followers Twitter. I'm like, okay. I had more followers on Instagram. I'm like, okay, whatever, right? This can't be that bad. So then I just Google stuff and I found it. Someone said, I found Black Taker Fan. His name is at Black Taker Fan. At Ellis Mbeh is not the real person. I'm like, who the hell is at Black Taker Fan? And why would I name myself Black Taker Fan?
That is just so racist.
You know what I'm saying? Why would I even name myself Black Taker Fan? Like, who would do that? Like, why would I name myself that? Like, Black Taker Fan and Brock Lesnar guy had a tweet about fighting each other. I'm like, what the hell is this? You see, why would Brock Lesnar guy think that Black Taker Guy fan is me? Like, what? Like, this is crazy. So I tweeted one thing about, hey, I don't know why I'm addressing this, and I don't know how I have so many followers so fast, but this is the real me. Yes, it is me. So on the way to Raw, people started recognizing me. When I looked in the eye, when I looked down, you wouldn't recognize me. I looked in the eye, you're the guy. And I'm like, oh, crap. And so even when I was walking the street, this lady in New Orleans who wasn't even a wrestling fan said, you're the guy with the face. And I was like, oh, crap. Also still weird. But then social media blew up. Social media really blew up once WWE got a hold of me. Because by the time Tuesday, by the time I got to my flight, I had 1,000 followers. I had 200 originally, and I have 1,000. And WWE finds me because, again, I had a website, and my website, I shouldn't say this out loud, but I'm going to anyway, whoever listens, want to get hold of me, this is the best way to get hold of me. They went to my website and they pressed to contact me, and they emailed me. So I had a lot of emails, but then I saw WWE corporate. I was like, oh, maybe I should actually read this email. And they were like, we want to do an interview with you about your experience. So I emailed them on the phone. We actually did a phone interview. It wasn't in person. It was a phone interview. And they realized that there was more to me than the face. They realized that my connection to their brand is more of a life-saving one than a WrestleMania moment. So then they called me back the next day, so that following Wednesday, and they called me to do another interview. Again, for some portions, they just wanted to make sure that everything's accurate. And they posted the article and they follow Ellis Mbeh. So now I have about 6, and I had like over 1,000 friend requests on Facebook, which is kind of weird, kind of shocking. And but social media has been weird, man. There's a lot of people, and the only reason, like, right now I have a Facebook page now for my name, and the only reason why I did that, I was trying to stay private originally, was because people understood my background story with WWE and Triple H, and like me losing all the weight that I lost and stuff like that, and they related to that. And I was like, you know what? The only thing I care about a couple of things. One, my personal life. My personal life is great. I love it. I have values in my personal life. But I love helping people out. And I love, not only do I love helping people get their lives back together and get healthy, but I also love people understanding the bigger picture about certain aspects of life. For me, I think wrestling is more than just body slams. I think wrestling is more of a entertainment type of product that can help and inspire people, like it inspired me. So it just became bigger than even the guy from WWE told me, dude, I didn't even think it was going to blow up the way it blew up, because we were just trying to do a funny interview. We didn't know about you being Triple H. We didn't know about your weight loss. It's just really amazing. And again, the only reason I'm really engaged with it is because, one, I love being a fan, and two, man, I just want people to know that wrestling fans are awesome, and it can help you in more ways than just sitting in front of TV, you know? The whole trip last year was, I want to meet Triple H. I had reached 100 pounds at the time, weight loss, and like, my wife was like, let's just go. It's right here in New York. We just drive up there. So she's the one that actually bought tickets to the event. So I'm like, if I'm going to the event, I gotta meet Triple H. And again, this is why I say, if you can't go to Mania, go to Access. You're just gonna, you have any like passion for the product, go there, and it's just amazing. And I met Triple H. I got to tell him he saved my life, and that's it, man. Like I like that. Like, so someone asked me, what would you want to tell Triple H now? Nothing. Like, who gets the chance to tell someone they look up to or who inspired them to do something great for their lives, thank you, and have them say, I'm proud of you. I don't need this. Like, if I were to be him again, I'll be like a giant fan and, shake his hand and say you're awesome and still be a fan. But, like, dude, I had that interaction with him last year,
So there's that history leading up to now. Yeah, I see why WWE had interviewed you twice there, because they had realized after they done some digging around, oh crap, this guy met Triple H last year.
Right, and then what they did, so I told him, like, I was telling the guy in the interview, I was like, I'm not even sure you even know about it, but I met him last year, got telling him how much, and when I talk about it, I choke up a little bit because it's actually, again, not a lot of people get the chance to do that kind of stuff, to tell someone you look up to or someone inspires them, thank you. And so I told him, I started sort of, choking up. I was tearing up a little bit. And I was like, it was recorded. And he was like, it was? So they went to the archive, found the video, put it together, put it on YouTube, had like 20,000 views or something like that. And I started crying again. I was like, I can't believe you found the video. Like, now I have, not only did I meet the guy, now I have video for me to remember about, you know? So,
Right.
and a lot of people saw that video. Like, it's kind of weird that the people who have not seen the video only say, your face is awesome, dude. But people who have seen that video say, oh, crap, thank you for telling everyone, letting everyone know that there's more to wrestling fans than just freaking, you know, quote-unquote choreographed wrestling, you know?
Right.
And so they were, again, they weren't expecting it to be as big as it is now, and I don't know, I'm just happy people know. Again, I'm happy to be associated with the street, but I'm more happy that some people are able to read the article, watch the video, and understand the real meaning of how much that product actually means to me and how much it's hard. There's times when you feel alone through certain struggles. There are a lot of people who are overweight who like, I try to lose weight or whatever, and then to see someone that did it, and to see that they did it, and they're a fan of what you're a fan of, you know, and they got inspired by something you know, could be inspired, you know, with to make a life change. Like, I got so many emails about that, man. Like, it just, like, that means more, almost, hell, that means more to me than being associated with the street.
Well, I tell you this, I think given everything that's happened in your life, really the past 2 years, if you, or past year, if you want to go there, I think everything that's been happening for you has just been of great positive energy. And just to hear where you're at right now, you genuinely come off like it hasn't gotten to your head. And the fact that it hasn't gotten to your head, man, that's good. That means you are continuing to stay the course, and when you continue to stay that course, brother, nothing but continued positive energy is going to come your way, and it's going to radiate to the other people's lives that you touch, and that's a good thing.
Thank you.
Oh no, thank you, man. And I agree. We know we need more fans like you. You know, to those Bill O'Reillys, Nancy Graces, you name it. You know, there's more to wrestling fans than just, you know, shouting. And, you know, at the end of the day, you know, not only are we real people, but we have pretty strong, passionate backgrounds, you know, as with you,
Yeah.
you know. And I want to give you an opportunity to plug yourself because I have taken a look at your website. That's how our producer Tammy had got in contact with you and everything. I want you to plug yourself, let people know how they can contact you, or whether it's to maybe talk about wrestling, or maybe they want to hire you for your services that you offer. Plug away.
Well, I'm on the spot now. So I guess the best way, if you want to ever reach me or talk to me, the best way to get hold of me is through Twitter at Ellis Mbeh, ELLISMBEH on Twitter. Facebook, the same thing, my name, Ellis Mbeh. You can like me on Twitter. Oh, no, follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook. I really have those avenues open so I can just talk to people, you know, just to talk about wrestling, talk about life, and just talk about struggles. And if you're trying to get through something, let me know. I mean, we all go through the same thing, but it's great to have a support system, and I'm definitely all about supporting one another. If you want to follow me on Instagram, mine is at rebuilding_Ellis, so you can see my weight loss journey, my weightlifting stuff I'm doing. I do take pictures of food, so don't be annoyed by that. And also my website, ellismbeh.com. So if you do want to hire me for a marketing position for some reason, I'm graduating next week, you can go ahead and hire me. But that's really it. Next week I'm going to get my degree and walk the stage and be excited about that. So the only other thing I could say, plug-wise, it's not really a plug, it's more of a saying. It's all about setting your goals, creating a plan around your goals, and execution. And the people around you, if they're not helping you, then they're not helping you. If they're discouraging you, they're not helping you. Everyone around you should be building you up and helping you be successful in life. It's never too late to make a change. Again, dude, I'm 30 years old. I lost 120-some-odd pounds right now, 125 pounds. I'm doing Olympic weightlifting. I am better with my religious stuff, and I'm getting my degree. There's never a moment in life where you can say it's too late. Use whatever that drives you, whatever motivates you, whatever you're passionate about, to go out there and be successful. It's never too late.
Good words right there. Ellis, really, man, from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate you taking the time out to do this. And I know we're following one another, so let's definitely stay in contact. And definitely, man, since you over here in D.C. as well, we definitely got to have you back again one day. Maybe we could do a on-the-spot live location one of these days with you.
I am totally down for that, man.
All right, be safe, man.
You too, take care.
All right, take care. Bye. Ellis Mbeh, I really hope you guys had appreciated that interview. That was most insightful, in-depth, great guy, really great, honest guy. If you haven't taken the time out to check out the video of him talking with Triple H from last year's WrestleMania 29 Access, go check it out. You can see it on WWE.com's website. You can see it on YouTube. You know, the cool thing about when you go to the WWE.com website, you can just type in his first name, Ellis, spelled ELLIS, hit search, and his articles and the videos, it all pops up. It's great stuff, great read, check it out. And what better way to pretty much wrap up 350 episodes than by having that great guest on here.